Ah.
Morena.
So, is that greeting specifically a COVID-related one or not?
A person from Rotorua taught it to me, so that's what they've worked out with all these Zoom sessions. That's what they came up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a new creation, I think, but it's the breadth and the distance.
My first take on it when Megan first introduced me to it was it's what I would call a virtual hongi, to be honest, because
that's right.
We're unable to do it. So, and I love it. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's certainly not something I've heard of prior to Megan introducing me to it, and I think it's great. We have to adapt, don't we?
Yeah.
Morena, David.
Morena.
Ha mamau. Ha mamau.
Don't know that one.
Ah. Oh. That's ha is the breath that comes from the nostrils.
Ah.
It's generally shared in the hongi. It's the exchange of breath.
Yep.
And mamau means from a distance.
Ah.
So the breath from a distance.
Ha.
Yeah.
Mamau. Mm.
And we were just discussing that, a virtual hongi.
Yes. Mm.
It saves me chasing your nose around the screen.
Yeah.
We had those awkward moments, particularly women.
Yeah.
Because men, it is only the hongi. There is no cheek kiss or anything like that. Morena, Jackie. Morena. Ha mamau. Ha mamau. Tēnā koe. Yeah, so men don't experience it because they hongi. There is no alternative. But with women, some women turn their cheek, some prefer to be kissed, some prefer both. So it never used to be a kiss. It never was a kiss.
Ah, really?
It kind of developed over the decades, perhaps centuries. And it could possibly be a sort of a colonial practice, if you like. But I think it was about how to make people feel comfortable, I guess, with a woman. You know.
Well, yeah.
Am I allowed to kiss this woman now? Am I allowed
That's right.
to give her a hongi? I mean, that guy's wielding a taiaha over there. You know, he's looking at me real funny, and I'm about to do something with his wife. You know, I'm only kidding, of course, but it was it was never. It's not a Māori tradition to kiss on the cheek. It's only hongi. So generally, if you go up to a queer, an older woman, generally you can if you just keep your face still and go towards her, she'll know that you're going to hongi her. But it's more about your comfort than theirs, if I could put it that way, than ours. We look at what makes you comfortable. And so if we think that you're not comfortable with coming towards us with your nose, proper way, then we'll turn slightly so you can kiss our cheek.
Right.
Morena, Robin.
Morning.
Morena.
Morena. Everybody.
Did you crochet that?
No, it's just a lacy thing.
Ah, lovely.
Because otherwise I tend to disappear into the brown of the armchair, I thought.
Good point.
Yeah.
Morena joined. Oh, thank you.
Okay. Morena Kim. Lovely. Joan. Morena Joan. Morena.
Jacinthia.
Tēnā koe.
Very cool.
Right. Well, shall we start? Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai haere mai, e tēnei zuhui, e mini ana, tēnā koto katoa, tēnā tātou katoa. So welcome one and all. We'll move into our karakia. So I will share the screen. Oh, hang on, I'll just go back and check that I
Share the sound.
that I shared the sound. Yes, I did. Right.
I think so.
These boxes that one has to click. So if everyone can mute themselves except for Jacynthia, and that way we can have a clear recording of Jacynthia saying all these saying the prayers for us. But we can attempt ours at home. All right. So grace and peace to you from God.
Kia tau, kia koutou, te ata whai, me te rangi Māori e o te atua.
God fill you with truth and joy.
Mā te atua, koe e whakau ki te pono me te hari.
Kua kona nei tātou e tō tātou ariki ka inoi tātou. E tō mātou mātou i te rangi, kia taputo ingoa, kia tai mai tō rangatiratanga, kia me te atau e pai ai ki runga ki te whenua, kia i te ano ki tō te rangi, o mai kia mātou aia nei he taro mō mātou mō tēnei rā. Mua o mātou hara, me mātou uki e muru nei o te hunga e hara ana kia mātou. Aua hoki mātou e kawea kia whakawaia, engari whakaorangia mātou i te kino. Nau hoki te rangatiratanga, te kaha me te kororia, ake, 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 amini.
Ko koe te atua tapu te tino atua, no te mana te hi, te wehi, no te ao te mauri, te ora. Nau te katoa i te rangi i te whenua ko koe tonu, te atua. Ko koe te maramatanga o te ao. I te ahora koe i roto i te pauri. Kia puta ke tau tamako i hu, karaiti. Hei pou toko manua mo te ao ko koe tonu, te atua. Ko koe te wairua, tapu. Ko koe taku, rākau. Ko koe taku, toko, toko. Ko koe taku oranga, nā kau e. Ko koe tonu rā, te atua. Gloria,
This is the day which the Lord has made.
Ko te rā tēnei, I hanga e I hoa.
Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Kia hari, kia koa tātou.
Amen.
Āmine.
Megan, can you mute me?
Yes.
Ah,
Okay, welcome to
Yes.
today, everybody, and over to you, Cynthia.
kia ora, kia ora. Nau mai hoki mai, nau mai hoki mai. Welcome back. Pai ki te kiti a koutou. Anō, nice to see you again. Nō reira, ngā mihi nui, ngā mihi aroha, kia koutou katoa. So greetings and welcome back, everybody. Here we go. We're ready. That was a great karakia, thank you. That's a particularly lovely version of the Lord's Prayer. It's a really, really beautiful version of the Lord's Prayer. We do chant it at that pace. We do, you know, even in the cathedral at Holy Trinity in Parnell, you'll hear them chant it at that, you know, that tone and that pace. Some of us get a bit flat and some of it, and it's okay. I just want to point out, I've got the screen up. I made a mistake. Did anyone pick up where the mistake was? If you did, just unmute yourself and tell me where you thought that mistake was.
You on the second line there, you sang koko taku rather than stop after koi. Is that a mistake?
Very observant, Edward. You're absolutely right. And I knew it as soon as I did it.
How serious a mistake is that, or is it you?
No,
sort of
I did explain.
fine?
Yeah, I did explain that in some Māori churches you'll go there and they will include the taku before the 3 dots, and it's okay. And so you come back with rā ko. It's just that I was taught to have it after the 3 dots, as it were. Either way, it's okay. And I guess the thing is, try not to bring any attention to yourself that, or worse still, stop. Just carry on. Either way is correct. Either way is correct. But I knew it as soon as I did it. I thought, oh gosh, you can tell I haven't been to a Māori church for a while. I hope you've had a chance to practice that, to go through that. Just take your time. Practice makes perfect. The only way you're going to get good at it is to actually just do it. Listen to the audio that's in Dropbox, if it's still there. I think it's still there. Listen or watch the YouTube when we first did it. It'll be on this one again with the mistake in it, so that's fine. So when you get to it and you're practicing and you think, oh, she said taku, you know, before the 3 dots, that's okay, because you can do it either way. Please be assured that it's okay to do it either way. And of course, we've got the vowel sounds again. I emphasize that it's really, really important that we get these vowel sounds right. A, e, I, o, u. Some of you may have heard, I mean, we've done the ki, mai, Māori, a, ki, mai, Māori, e, ki, mai, Māori, I, ki, mai, Māori, o, ki, mai, Māori, u. And some of you may have heard, and I'm not going to go into any great length, but some of you may have heard, a, e, I, o. It's a lovely song. They sing it in kohanga reo, Sunday school, places like that. It's a lovely song. Maybe sometime down the track we'll learn it. And then you've got the macrons. So you already know about that. And then you've got the sounds that go together. So if we had the A and the E without the macron at the top, it would be I. or ai, ai with the I. Ao, ao, without the macrons. So ao is world. We use it a lot. It's in scripture, right throughout. Ao, ao, ao. And ao, or ao, that's me, I, ao. And then when you have a macron on it, they have different meanings, but there's a different emphasis. I, ao, ao. Now, those words don't necessarily mean anything on their own, but when they're tagged on to other words, which you'll find in the 476 that we're about to go into, you'll see the use of those vowels together quite a lot. And I think apart from that NG and the R in the consonants, they're the only difficult consonant sounds that we have. The NG, it's the same sound as in singing, ringing, sang. So if you just keep in mind the sound of that NG in singing, it's the same with Ingwa name, I-N-G-O-A. You've seen it. Ko Jacinthia Taku Ingwa. It's the same sound as singing. So it's not Ingawa, Ingowa. So Ingwa. And the other one is the R. If any of you have got cats, if you've got cats and you listen to them purr, so if you think of a cat purring, and you might want to find that on YouTube somewhere, you'll hear that. If you can get the feeling of your tongue at the top of your mouth on that purring, that's the same R that we use for marae. Tare tare. It's that same sound. So, pronouncing the Māori liturgy of the 476. And you'll see already we've got, and we went over this last week, Māori. So it's not Māori, it's not Māori, it's not Maori. So there's those three letters together, those really tricky three letters together, A-O-R. And one of them is macronized. So it's Māori, if I slow it right down. And then together, in a nice sound, it's Māori. Māori. So it's a nice way, if you're doubting some of your vowel sounds together, just remember that word Māori. What are we learning? I'm trying to learn to pronounce Māori better. So bring that up and see if you can get that R. And you can use your books if you like, but I am very aware that your books don't have the macrons. Megan did upload the liturgy, or send it out to you. I'm aware of that. And so that's going to help you. I know it doesn't help you with your prayer books, but I just don't know how we adapt that unless you want to draw macrons on your current prayer book, which you could do, because at some stage or another, by September, you'll be able to purchase one with macrons. So Te Hākari Tapu, that's the title on page 476. Te Hākari Tapu with a macron. Now all these next words don't have a macron. So they're said short and sharp, and they appear numerous times throughout the liturgy, numerous times. So if you've got your book open, although it's not literal, just bear in mind it's not literal, but it's close. So it's thanksgiving and praise. Te whakawhetai me te whakamoemiti. So it's not te whakawhetai, It's not te whakawhetai me te, it's te whakawhetai me te whakamoemiti, all very short and sharp. Now, you may not be saying it, of course. Some Māori do when they introduce the service, when the liturgist first starts. Te whakawhetai me te whakamoemiti. And then we are te minitatanga, again, no macrons, o te kupu me ngā inoi. So if inoi didn't have the macron, it would just be inoi. But because it has the macron, there's an emphasis, inoi. Te minitatanga o te kupu me ngā inoi. Inoi. The ministry of word and prayer. Te whakatika, the gathering. Or it doesn't literally mean that, but te whakatika is the equivalent in the dialogue is the gathering of the community. Ngā mihi, plural. If it didn't have the macron, it would be, well, I don't know ngā by itself. So ngā it means plural, so it's more greetings. Ngā mihi, plural greetings. These are instructional, and you probably use them, certainly liturgists use them a lot, maybe priests will use them also. E tu is to please stand. You'll hear that a lot in Māori churches. E tu tātou, tātou means all of us, including the priest. So as soon as you use the word tātou, it includes you. If you say the word koutou, it only means them, not you. Everybody else but you. So I would get used to just using the word tātou because it includes you. E tu tātou, please stand. E noho, please sit. So that's right throughout the 476 liturgy. E te whānau a te karati. Ko tātou nei tōna tinana. E mahi nei I te ao. Ao, we said ao. Nau mai. So you'll hear me just go nau mai, but quickly. Nau mai. Haere mai. Ki tōna ahurewa tapu. E mihi ana, there's that e ... ana. It means greeting. I'm greeting you, present tense. E mihi ana kia koutou. I'm greeting all of you out there, so you don't include yourself there. You, kua karangatia nei, and calling you. Or you are called. Hei tote, salt. Hei maramatanga mō te ao. There's that ao again. I roto I tō koutou tohina. Kia koa, kia hari. We had that in the opening prayer. It's used quite a lot in Māori liturgy. Whakamoemiti tia te atua. So I say it fast because there's no macron. Whakamoemiti tia te atua. That's when you can speed it up. Te kai hō mai o te tūmanako. Te kai hō I te rongo. And the response is, āmine. Kia hari tahi tātou, so that's all of us. Ko ihu karaiti te māramatanga, te mātā puna o te ora. So you'll be starting to see where my emphasis is in the language, in the pronunciation. This is a tricky string of words. Kia ia, kia, kiaia, te whakamoemiti, te kororia. So when it's strung together quickly, it's kiaia. AIA is aia, aia, kiaia, te whakamoemiti, te kororia. I tonoa mai nei e te matua. Hei whakahou i te ao, hei huri i te wai hei waina, hei whakatahuri i te ngākau, kia tūtapu ai ki tōna aroaro. Tāpaia atu o tātou ngākau ki te karaiti. Nāna nei i whakatinana te kupu. Hei toko i te ora. Kororia kia koe. We always put a lot of emphasis on that kororia kia koe. We have a tendency to elevate it on that o. Kororia kia koe e te karaiti. Whakatapua mai mātou. When the letter M is used, mātou, as opposed to tātou, just a little recipe I'll share with you. Tātou means totality. It includes you, the total amount of people in the room. Mātou means, the M means minus the person you are speaking to. It's just an easy recipe, minus the person you are speaking to. We're speaking to God here. So we're minusing God and we're thanking him, or thanking God, could be her, for, you know, that you bless us. Just a little recipe to help you. Tātou, mātou. T for totality, M for minus, the person you are speaking to. He waiata whakamoemiti. Ko tēnei means this. You'll see that in the prayer-book. Or actually, sorry, it says either in the prayer-book, but ko tēnei means this. Ko te karaiti te waiora. E hora nei, e whakahou nei i ngā mea katoa. Ko ia te taro o te ora. E kai mā te hunga mate kai. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of when they haven't got macrons, it's all very sharp. E kai mā te hunga mate kai. E kaha mō te manene. You hear a lot of people saying manene. It's not right. It's manene. Mō ngā kai mahi. Nō reira mātou, there's that mātou, so we're talking to God. Ka tā pai ki a koe. Ia mātou whakamoemiti.
Ia mātou whakamoemiti.
Mō rangi nui I runga nei. Mō papa tuanuku e takoto nei. Mō ngā maunga whakahi. Mō ngā puke kōrero. Mō ngā taimihi tāngata. Tangata can sometimes not have a macron. When it doesn't have a macron, it's a singular. When it has a macron, it's plural. Mō ngā moana e hora nei. So I might be going a bit quick, but that's okay. I'm just wanting you to hear it. I've recorded this, and it's in Dropbox at a slower pace for you. Nō runga ngā hōmaitanga papai katoa. Tukua mai ki aio, aio, aio. It's tricky to say. Tukua mai ki aio. Ngā rangi I runga. Kia tuku te puehu o papa tuānuku e takoto nei. Kia whakapapa paunamu, pounamu te moana. Kia hora te marino ki Aotearoa whānui. Ao, ao, and then there's oa. Ao and oa in the same word. Whānui. Kia whakapainga a te karaiti. Mō ngā tūpuna, mātua, mō te hunga tapu. Ngā tōtara whakamarumaru. Ngā toka tūmoana. Ngā kākā waha nui. I just want to stop there. See how kākā's got the macrons over the top. Now, because the book doesn't have the macrons, and not all Māori actually understand the reo properly, and it doesn't have the macrons, they have a tendency to say kaka. Ngā kaka waha nui. Kaka means defecation. It means shit. So for people who know their language, it hurts their ears. It hurts mine when I'm sitting in the pew. So it's kākā. Ngā kākā waha nui. Ngā puna roimata. Kia tiaho te māramatanga kia rātou. And there's the R. So we've had the T, totality, M minus the person you're talking to. R means the rest of them. So it's not you, it's not the people around you, it's those fellas over there. The rest of them. Just a little recipe, very helpful. Kia au tā rātou moi, kororia ki te atua. And ko tēnei rānei in the book, or this. We're running out of time, eh?
Well, I just think that's a good section that maybe we can go into the breakout rooms and let them practice the bold response for the living water, you know?
Yep.
Up to you.
Yep. Let's do that. So we're going to, yes, you need to go into breakout rooms. Have a go. Have a go at it. We'll put you in there for about 15 minutes. And
12.
Let's do, how many groups are you going to make?
3.
3 groups.
Yes.
Okay, so let's break it up into group 1 or breakout room 1. Would you please do for us the first part of page 476? Breakout room 2, would you do the page 477, the bit just above He Waiata Whakamoemiti, that section? And breakout group 3, if you just go down, you know, for the rest of 477, take it to the response only, and then we'll all together do that last paragraph. Go forth.
Okay, everyone can click on there. Pause.
It's
You're saying some wisdom, so I'll catch you.
Yeah, it's about, yeah, the macron use and the non-macron use, but mainly around, you know, when vowels are strung together. So an R and an E, sorry, an A and an E. No, I'll use the Māori sounds. R and an E, R and an E, R and an O. So ao, AO, is used right throughout the prayer book, and it's ow, ow going on, you know, sounds. And so we had quite a number of them. And then there was E2, which is instructional. It's in the rubrics of the prayer book, to stand, e noho, to sit. So it was just about, you know, listening to the different sounds of no macrons and macrons. E te whānau a te karaiti. Ko tātou nei tōna tinana, e mahi nei te ao. No mai. And when I say no mai, I'm not saying no. I'm trying to say no mai. You can hear the u. No mai. Haere mai. I tōna ahurewa tapu. And this whole line here has no macrons at all. E mihi ana kia koutou kua karangatia nei. So it's sharp, sharp and quick. Whereas hei tote, hei māramatanga, you know, and then more, tall, kia kwa, oa, kia kwa, kia hari. Whakamoimiti tia te atua, te kai hō mai, te hō mai, o te tū manako. So the emphasis on the macrons. Sadly, our prayer books don't have them. They will after September, if everyone wants to buy them.
Yes.
It'll be helpful, but otherwise you'll have to use the online version, because they're all macronized online. Te kai ho ho. Te kai ho ho. I know I'm stressing the u, and it's not macronized. It's just for the sound. Te kai ho ho I te rongo. Amine. Amine. And it's not mene. You hear a lot of people saying it because it's amen in English. Amine. A-E-I. Amine. Yeah, a lot of people just say amene, but it's not spelt that way.
Yes.
It would be spelled A-M-E-N-E. It's not. So just something to get, you know, used to. Amine. Kia hari tahi tātou. Ko ihu karaiti te māramatanga. Te mātāpuna. Te mātāpuna.
Okay, that's not in the book, eh? These aren't in the book, so...
No, the macrons are not in the book, yeah. So they're not helpful. Cool. Oh, sorry, they're in the separates. Yes, of course. Yes, yes. Megan's waving around the new separates, which we had printed last year, which is just the Eucharistic prayers. That's been macronized. They're available at the General Synod office now. $12 a book. But that's already macronized, or you can wait till. Thank you for reminding me about that. Gosh.
Yeah. That's right. I was just thinking, hang on a minute, what do these new books have?
Yes, yes, yes. I forgot all about them. So, yeah, for sure, for sure.
And of course, every unit was given one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everyone was given one. So they actually have it.
Including LSMs?
Yes, yes, of course.
Oh,
We've got one.
So,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So the priest will have it anyway when we get to that part, and the liturgist if they use it beforehand.
Yeah, and if you're using screens, then you can just cut and paste from the website.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah. So yeah, it is very important to have the macrons in front of you. So the pronunciation that I'm using today, yeah, if you use that emphasis on those vowels, you'll be doing it correctly. So in the book, it currently says te matapuna, but it's actually wrong. Matapuna.
Matapuna.
Yeah, matapuna. And so there's quite a lot of in here that's sharp and short. I tonoa mai nei e te matua. Now and again you'll get mātua. They have a macron on the A, which means something different. Oh, they're back.
Yes, everyone's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope that's been a little bit helpful for you, Paul.
Oh, kia ora, thanks so much. One-on-one. Oh,
One-on-one.
No, just saying it's good.
Here they come, all equipped, ready to go.
Oh, yes. Thank you, thank you.
Everybody back yet?
Yes,
We're all back now, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome
everyone.
back. No mai hoki mai. Welcome back. Hoki mai. All right. I'm keen as. So if breakout room will unmute themselves and all others please mute yourselves. So breakout room, whenever you're ready. Breakout room 1.
E te whanau, a
Te
karaiti, ko kato,
Ne
ne
tōma
tōma tinana, e mahi
mahi
ne
i te o.
au. No mai haere
mai,
i
Ki tōna
tōna
Aharewa tapu.
i mihi
I
ai
ana ki a koutou
koutou
kua karangatia
ne.
e
E
tote
tote
e
me
maranatanga
Mo
mo te o. I
I
roto
roto I tō koutou tohina
tohina
kia koa
kua
kia hari.
kia hari.
e hari. Whakamoe
Moiti kia te atua
te au
kai
Ai
au
ho mai o
te
tūmanako.
kumanako.
kai
Kai
au
hoho
taranga.
rongo.
Amine.
Amen.
Kia
Kia
hari
hari
ki
tātou
tātou
ko ihu karai
karaiti te
te
maratanga
Maratanga.
te mata kuna o te
o
ora.
te ora.
Oh, well done. Well done. Just watch your cores, watch your KOs, that you're not saying ko, you're saying core. Yeah, so the O is often used as an O. The sound by Pākehā, it's you use the Pākehā sound, not the Māori sound. So there's a tendency to keep going back to ko ihu, but it's not. It's core. Yeah, so just watch your O's. That's all. But well done. Woo-hoo. Cool. Okay, breakout room 2. If everyone else could mute themselves, please. When you're ready.
Kia ia te whakamoe miti, te kororia.
I tono
mai I te
ke mātua. Hei whakaho
I te ao. Hei huri I te wai. Hei waina. Hei whakatahuri I te ngāko. Kia tū tapu ai I tōna aro.
Can you just say aro aro for me again all together?
Aro aro.
Okay. Just watch your O's. Aro.
Aro.
Aro aro.
Yes.
Aro aro.
So try and not go back to the English sound of the letter O. So it's not aro. It's aro.
Aro.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you. Keep going.
ato te nana nei
Nana Te Kupu
he toko I te ora
Aurori
Gloria I te koe
Te Taraiti
Taiti whakatapua mai
Aima
o
Oh, well done. Well done. It's really good. And of course, the more you say it, the better you're going to get. And so to help you, of course, as I said earlier, I've got the recording. It's already in Dropbox for you. It's done really, really slowly for you. Plus, you'll have this recording as well to help you through. So it's still the O's, the O. Always remember, ki mai Māori, o, o, o. Ki mai Māori, o, o, o. So that's one of the difficulties you're having is defaulting back to the Pākehā sound O. Yeah, but if you can try and train yourself to come out of the O sound and go into the O sound, you'll start getting around all those ora, gloria, pato, yeah, those sort of sounds. And of course the R, the that's a hard one. Yeah, gloria, yeah, order. Lovely, well done, well done. Thank you. Breakout room 3. If everyone else could mute themselves, he waiata whakamoimiti. Kia ora, when you're ready, breakout room 3.
Ko te whaiti te waiora, he
Horo nei
he whakaho nei I nā mea kawa. Ko ia te
ro o te ora,
he kai
te hono masaka, o te manene, mō nā kai mahi, nōre rā mātro, mātro whakamoe, mō papa tuanuku, e mō nā maunga whakaahi, mō nā te kore, mō nā tai mihi tanga.
Woohoo! Well done. I tell you what, you were really tested on the NGs. You had a lot of NGs. Heaps of them. Rangi nui, runga, maunga, monga, monga, monga. And I'm hearing it sounding really good. Your NG pronunciations are sounding really good. I didn't hear anything of concern. Well, none of it's of concern. Nothing is of concern. But nothing stood out for me, I must say, in your pronunciation. You did really, really well. I think you're still going to be, it'll be practice on the but certainly your O's, your O's or your O's were really, really good. Your emphasis on the macrons use as well was really, really well done. Well done. Mahi tikana. Mahi tikana. And so we'll just say we went up to here. So let's all say this together.
Tuku te puehu, Duku e takotone, Papa pona mu te moana.
Well done. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Well done. And because we've never got enough time to go through everything that I planned for, but that's cool. We'll just keep chipping away at the 476. And I know Breakout Room 1 got more, you know, I mean, they got to do the greeting, the mihi, right at the very beginning. So you're already familiar with this. But if you as a liturgist, or even as a priest, if the priest took this role, or the liturgist either, it's not designated for either one particularly, because this is a welcome. And even in the rubrics, either one can do it. So if you could get yourself around this, and help your congregation with that maybe, but even then they don't have to. Often what we do is we welcome them, and then if you want your congregation to participate, right at the very end, if you look right at the very end where it says tu manako, and there's a comma, right, you could then go back to your prayer book and go to the diaglot English and go, praise God who gives us forgiveness and hope. And that brings your congregation into the response in English. That way they're not pressured to try and do it in Māori. So often when I'm doing the Great Thanksgiving, for instance, in a setting, so when I was over in Zambia, in the cathedral in Zambia, I used the 476 liturgy, and then in the Great Thanksgiving. And so just before, if you quickly turn to go to page 487, just quickly. It'll give you an example of how you can bring your congregation in back to English. So on page 487, I would go all the way, kia mutu te hapa, kia maui i te kapu. So, you know, after supper, he took the cup. I do that all in Māori and I chanted it. And then right at the very end where it says, no reira, ma tēnei taro, so therefore with this bread and wine, I said it in English. So you say that bit in English and then everyone can respond in English. God of the past and present. So that's how you can go from te reo over to English for your congregation. But for your own use, you could actually learn this bit yourself. And then just at the very end where it says te kai ho ho I te rongo, you say, praise God who gives us forgiveness and hope, and your congregation will come in with the equivalent to that. Amen.
Amen.
Just a little tool for you. I hope you enjoyed that. We will get through the 476, providing you want to continue, of course. If you say to me, oh, look, you know, we're kind of over this, that's okay too. That's okay too. I was hoping to actually open up now for you know, seeking your view on whether you wanted to continue or not. But rather than put you on the spot and have our timekeepers tap us, perhaps you could send the feedback to Megan, and just let her know whether or not you'd like to continue with these, because I'm happy to do this. I enjoy doing this. I can already see the confidence in you after 4 weeks. And confidence comes with knowledge, knowing. And so if you haven't got people around you to help you with that knowledge, then I'm happy to be that person. Once a month. Just let Megan know. So you might know this hymnody. We're going to close now. You might already know it. This is one that we've got Pohere Sunday coming up next week. I'm going to equip you with, we'll just drop off a little bit on some of the stuff that we've learned, and we're going to pick up some Pohere Sunday stuff. And Pohere Sunday, of course, is an emphasis on 3 tikanga. So this was one that I thought about a whānau. E aroha nā hau ki tēnei whānau a te atua. Do I have it in English? No, I don't. He whānau kotahi tēnei taku koa ko te tahi. I love this family of God. This family gathered as one. And I am really elated to be one part of this family. That's what this means. That's what it translates to. So if you wanted to use this, you might already know it. So I'll sing it, and if you know it, sing along. E aroha ana ahau ki tēnei whānau a te atua. He whānau kotahi tēnei taku koa ko au te tahi o tēnei whānau. I'll do it one more time with actions. E aroha ana ahau ki tēnei whānau a te atua. Te whānau kotahi tēnei taku koa ko au te tahi o tēnei whānau. So it's got actions to it. And let us finish with the grace. Kia tau
Kia tō katoa te asa o tō tāku ariki me te arawa o te atua me te miwinga tahi
Amen. All right. See, already I can hear your pronunciation. I can hear it. Because you now know that tātou has that macron. I can now hear the difference. I hear it in this prayer. That's wonderful. Amen. Thank you. You honor me. You honor me. So, no reira e te whānau a te karaiti, tēnei te mihi atu ki a koutou katoa. Kia tātou katoa. Kia tātou katoa. E mihi ana ki a koe and Megan, kei a koe I Naomi. Over to you.
Kia ora to Cynthia and everybody. I hope this has been another rewarding session. I will send out an email for your feedback. So I specifically asked you, you know, how many sessions should we carry on for? Jacintia's willing. Are we willing? So as long as we're getting something out of it, I've got to say it's something new and a new creative way of us meeting together. So I look forward to your feedback. So thank you for your attendance today. Ka kite anō.
Kite anō. Hāmamau. Hāmamau.
Hāmamau. So, but if you'd like to stay online and talk to Cynthia, you're most welcome to. You know? If you need to go, go. But if you want some, you know, you can have it all to yourself at this point.
If you've got any questions you want to ask me.
Yeah. And those that need to go can go. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So, is there anyone that wants to ask anything or?
Yeah, I had a quick question. That very last thing that we were doing, the grace, and the last line, is it misprints that there are no macrons on the second and third arche? I mean, it's arche.
No. That's a good question, Edward. It's been it was a very, very, let's say, lively discussion.
I see.
Prior to the prayer book being printed. It was originally printed with macrons over every A or every R, but Māori weren't comfortable with it. There was something not quite right with it. I can't tell you exactly what it was they were uncomfortable about, but it went back to the pihopatanga and Te Runanga Nui, and they discussed it and said, well, it doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. So, cut a long story short, after much debate, and even just recently, as last year, it came up again, of which I sat in to listen to the Māori translators. And I said, here's your chance, because we're reprinting the prayer book. Here's your chance to go back to the ake. And it's wonderful, Edward, how just listening to them go, well, I don't know, it just doesn't sound right. They get all unofficial, let's say unofficial, because we're sitting around the table. And they go, well, why doesn't it sound right? They all agreed that it didn't sound right. So I was sitting with 8 people, and it was up to them, mixed gender. And they said, well, yeah, but why do we have it on the first one down? Now, from what I can gather, the emphasis should only ever be, because it's forever, if it's forever and ever, right, in English. So the forever should have the emphasis. Now, this is not an official thing, by the way. This is not official. This is just how it made Māori feel. The emphasis should be on forever. Doesn't necessarily we don't need to emphasize that and ever. Forever is only once, isn't it? You don't have to go on forever and forever and forever. That's a good debate. So they decided last year, no, leave it as it is. Because if they'd have wanted to change it, it wouldn't have had to go through General Synod to do it. But Te Runanga Nui had to agree.
They should have asked Rewe Mani Poto, shouldn't they?
Yes, maybe. But that's a good question. And every now and again you'll get, some Māori in the future will go, well, and it might come back to the table again. It might. But only Māori can determine how they feel about its use, the use of the macron. So that's what I heard in the conversation. It wasn't an official deliberation, but that's how they deliberated on it in their discussions, and laughter, I might add. There was lots of laughter.
So presumably then when we try to say it to reflect that disquiet, do we say ake, or is it ake?
Yeah, the latter. Yeah, because if Māori are wanting us to put the emphasis on the macron use, then do it the way that it's been printed. Ake. So these are pause. Ake is the emphasis forever. Ake, and so on. Might be even ... But, I say that very respectfully, of course. And so on. Ake. It was the forever that they really wanted to emphasize. Cool, eh?
A question about the translation on page 477. It mentions at the bottom, kia whakapapa, tōnamu tamoana. Well, there's no mention of tōnamu. There's mention of sea, but there's no mention of tōnamu in the translation, so it's not a translation there?
No, the translation on the Māori storytelling is very different to the English. It's very different. It hardly reflects what's on the right-hand side at all.
It seems quite different, yes.
Yeah. So, for instance, so we offer our thanks for the beauty of these islands and for the wild places and the bush, for the mountains, the coast, and the sea. Now, so we express that in a response. It's a response. Nō reira mātou kata pai ki a koe, so we offer our thanks to you. Ia mātou fua whakamoemetia, and praise to you. Rangi nui is spelt with an R. With a capital R. See there?
Yeah.
So we refer to our, how does it go? I'm just trying to sort of, I've got to be careful when I talk about this because it's difficult to explain. Nothing is inanimate in the Māori world. Nothing is inanimate. So when we refer to trees and islands and oceans and things like that, we refer to them as living things. And when they're living things to Māori, they deserve to be capitalized. Now, this caused a lot of rift between Pākehā and Māori in the 1970s through to the late 1980s. So we refer to all the wild places, bush, islands, and all of that with rangi nui runga nei. Rangi nui is sky. Yeah, earth. And all the mountains. And all the bushes. Yeah. So you know, it's not literal. It refers to the realm of those living created things. But we have our own way of expressing it and spelling it. So the capitalization of those words in the prayer book caused quite a rift between Māori and the prayer book at the time.
Moana is capitalized in the first instance where it's mentioned, but further down towards the second to last line it isn't.
Yeah, true. But in this case, it's because it's elevating the islands, the wild places, bush, coast, and sea. It's elevating that status of the sea. Whereas Moana used down in the bottom area is more around the flow of it rather than the status of it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that helps you. It means that it's not elevating its status as such. It's elevating its place. It talks about its place, but not in any elevated way as it is in that responsory. Does that help?
Thank you. Yeah. What is the reason for the what is the translation of the second to last line where it mentions pounamu?
Pounamu, of course, is greenstone. So when we refer to greenstone, it refers to a treasure. It's not actually the physical greenstone. So some people see it as inanimate, and I come back to we animate things. Everything is living. So when we refer to pounamu, we refer to it being alive, and we're thankful because it comes from the ocean or it comes from water.
Right.
So when we talk about science and discoveries, well, Māori don't talk about science and discoveries. We talk about the beauty of the whakapapa or the genealogy of the creation, let's say, of pounamu. Right. So pounamu is put together, of course, by the tension of the earth. It's compressed, and it's more evident, of course, in the South Island. So it's because of that tension of the earth pressing it on it all those centuries, pounamu is created. So I get for Māori, that's their way of telling the story of science.
Right. Yeah.
Or does it tell the story of Christ as the living water? Haven't they done that imagery?
Yeah, that too. That's
part of it, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. That's right. It's sort of it's a flowing thing, you know. It's it's difficult to nail it down to one thing, but it certainly falls in the realm of storytelling. It's about how the story is told. So when you talk to somebody about whakapapa pounamu, they always think about, wow, where did it originate from? Where did it come from? So, and in this realm of liturgy, we know that we're talking about the heart of our faith.
Thank you.
Jesus is the pounamu. God is the pounamu. Holy Spirit could be the moana. I'm not saying that's what it means, but that realm of imagery for Māori and the way it's told elevates that there is something far beyond words, I guess. Possible.
Thank you.
Right. Anything else there? Heather?
How did you choose the Māori words for services? Because there's regional differences. Was that a long discussion too?
Yeah, I wouldn't say discussion, I would say a big fight.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. And I think you may have been on the session, Heather, when I talked about Māori walked away. They did. There was a big, the Anglican Church risked losing all Māori to Rātana. Just so that, just to give you a bit of context on that, there were some Māori people that were excommunicated from the Anglican Church for using their language. They were excommunicated from the Anglican Church. And those Māori went to the Rātana Church, which was, you know, very much, it was still in its infancy form, but it was gathering momentum because all their liturgy is in Te Reo Māori. And so the Anglican Church sort of thought, well, chingas, they're all going to walk. And Māori did say that, well, if you're not going to let us use our language to praise God in our way, not your way, our way, you just got to trust us. If you don't understand the language, well, sorry, it's your problem, not ours. I mean, I'm being very frank.
Yeah.
They said, we're going to go. We don't want your book. We're not even going to use your book. And if we don't fit the mold, well, we're off. That's pretty much how it went. And so the Prayer Book Commission was taken to task, probably. I mean, I don't know exactly the details of who went to who and who went to who, but it did end up back on the table of the General Synod, who, and there is a book written about some of that history, He Taonga Tongarewa.
Yes, I just bought it and I'm fascinated.
Yes.
I didn't know a lot of that. It's just someone in the pew. Yeah, I'm just reading it.
So it's available at the General Synod office. You can order it through our website.
Yeah.
And we've got it at the office. So, you know, yeah, back to your question, Heather, it's we don't experience that anymore. That's all gone.
It was a learning
all
thing.
That debating is all gone.
Yeah.
I sit on the Liturgical Commission now, and have been for about 6 years. They just they're probably the only hump, and I call it a speed bump. Really, it's not a brick wall by any means, but certainly a speed bump. Is Māori still are not proactive enough to write liturgy and let Pākehā translate it to their language. We still wait for Pākehā to produce liturgy, and they're experts at it, goodness. They do all the collects and sentences every year. And that's printed in the lectionary, and then we translate it. So we have a tendency to translate what's put in front of us rather than come up with a liturgy and ask Pākehā to translate it back. So that's possibly the only speed bump, and that's not a bump put in place because of a Pākehā thinking. It's because Māori perhaps don't feel equipped to come up with the liturgy. I don't know. I'm not sure why they don't do it, and then
it'll come in time. It'll come in time.
Probably. And I think a lot of Pākehā also are going through Te Reo. So they'll be able to, you know, really help with some of that translations, for the translations from the Māori back to Pākehā. They'll be able to help. This sort of the baby boomer maybe age group, they haven't got the capability of doing it really well, let's say. But I think the next generation, you know, where Pākehā do, many of them do speak Te Reo Māori and fluently, I think they'll be the ones that'll be able to encourage Māori to produce something, and then they'll help with the translation into Pākehā. That's probably the only thing I can see that maybe is on the horizon. It's not been brought up, but it's just been my observation in the 6 years in the Liturgical Commission.
Thank you, Jacinta.
Okay. Pull any into that?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no, really good questions.
Sure.
Really good
Bonus,
questions.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for coming again.
Catch you all
Don't
later.
forget the resources. Don't forget the resources in Dropbox.
Thank
Lovely.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Aha, mamau.
Ha mamau.
Ah, mamau.
Ah, mama. Should go. Should go.
Is she gone?
I've tried to make it go. Remove. Come on. Oh, I probably clicked the wrong thing.
I'll see if I can. Hang on. Okay. No, it won't work for me either.
No, no.
That went well.
Yeah,
that went well.
Oh, there we go.
And did you note that I did actually finish at 11 o'clock?
Yes, I know you did. I thought, oh yes. And actually, the question and answer time at the end, this discussion, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
And I
start
think
recording.